All right. Welcome to Pan-African Perspectives. We are back with another weekly live stream. We want to give some time for people to tell us if they can hear us and where they're watching from. Shout out to Royal Bloodline. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys tell me where you're watching from? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. I am recovering from a cold or whatever it was, virus, flu, whatever you want to call it. I'm recovering, but I'm back. It is a very special episode today. And so, but before we do, let's just do some intros and give everybody some time to catch up and make sure that they know that we are back. So, welcome to this week's episode of Pan-African Perspectives, where we dive into the real-life experiences of visiting Africa, moving to the continent of Africa, investing in African ventures, and buying land, all with the ultimate purpose of advancing Africa and restoring it to its rightful place on the world stage. Our mission is to support an independent continent and empower African people, whether you're on the continent or you're in the diaspora. So we are looking to ensure that we are making sure that this live stream is from you. Royal Bloodline is watching from Texas. Shout out to Royal Bloodline. The topic of today's live stream was decided on today because, believe it or not, today, well, not exactly today, but 2 days ago today is a big anniversary for us here at African Stream. It is, respectively, 2 major anniversaries. Believe it or not, this is the 6th year anniversary of Authentic African on Instagram. And it is the 4-year anniversary of Authentic African on YouTube. I cannot believe it has been 4 years since I have started this YouTube journey. Those of you who've been following the Instagram page, many challenges there in terms of Instagram taking away our ability to have a live stream there, but we're there in spirit, and we'll be sharing clips from this live stream on Instagram in the future. And then as far as being 4 years on YouTube, those of you who are watching this live stream right now, you guys who are either watching the replay or watching it live as it's happening, you guys are the reason why we're still here. And we've hit some major milestones, and I wanted to share with you guys how far we've come in this short amount of time. I mean, it might seem like a long time, and it does feel like a long time. I mean, 6 years is a long time for Instagram, and 4 years is a long time for YouTube. So we're going to start with the YouTube journey. You guys might remember I launched this thing February 1st, 2021. This is now February 3rd, 2025. So exactly 4 years and 2 days after we launched. I want to show you guys the numbers. Okay, so Royal Bloodline said, yes, I began watching when you lived in Ghana. Wow. So you began watching some time ago. I had lived in Ghana for about 2 years while having this channel. And it's funny because, I have family members that call me a YouTuber. Many people call me a YouTuber. I wouldn't say I'm a YouTuber. I would say I create content. One of the things that I am is a content creator. But I wouldn't say I am a YouTuber. I am a content creator to some degree. So yeah, I'll take that title. But I definitely wouldn't consider myself a YouTuber. All right, so let's start with what's on the screen here. What you can see here is we've seen some incredible growth since January 1st of 2025. We started the year a little under 20,000 subscribers on YouTube. You guys might remember the goal was to get to 20,000 subscribers by the end of 2024. We didn't make it, but we did hit 27,100 almost 27,200 subscribers as of this morning, as of today, February 3rd, 2025. We are at 27,100 subscribers on YouTube. And that is all thanks to you guys. Over the years, you guys have told me what you guys want to hear. You guys have joined the live streams and have given your insight and input. And that has kept me going. It is very, very, very hard to keep things consistent. And you guys have really helped me to do that every week as we go live on Mondays. We used to go live with African Stream. We sometimes go live with Sierra Leoneans Killing It. And it's challenging to kind of keep all these things going. And you guys have really stuck with me through this whole process. And I want to say, I appreciate you all for sticking with me through all of this. And we are just beginning. All right, the 27,000 subscribers that we've reached in this 4-year span. Any of you guys who started a YouTube channel, and there's definitely people who've jumped on, who jumped off, who've joined us for the live streams for a year at a time. Some of us have joined us for live streams at a month at a time. Some people came in at the beginning, are showing up again today. I want to thank all of you, however long, however much you guys have been engaged with the platform. I just want to say thank you to you all, because you guys have really helped us get to this point. I think we're going to get to 30,000 subscribers on YouTube coming up probably before the end of March. And I'll be really excited to get there. My goal is to get to 50,000 subs by the end of this year. And it looks like we are well on track to do that. So again, you guys have been a really big part of this journey. Lots of ups and downs, getting kicked out the partner program, getting let back into the partner program on YouTube twice, or maybe even 3 times. And so it's all thanks to you all that, I really do appreciate what you guys have done and really have helped us do that. So yeah, what you're seeing on the screen right now is not a glitch. 27,100 subscribers in just under 4 years. And for context, for those of you who are wondering, most people say it takes them about 4 years to get to about 10,000 subscribers. Some people, it takes 4 years to get to 5,000 subscribers. Because it takes a long time to understand the audience, to be able to be consistent, to know how to do thumbnails, all of these things, how to title your videos. These things all require some skills that you have to learn along the way. I've accelerated my learning because, as you guys know, I'm a big avid reader, and I do as much as I can to learn as much as I can. Well, I'm an avid consumer of knowledge, put it that way. I learn through auditory learning, not through visual and auditory learning, but not through reading exactly. And so I do think that you guys, we've talked about that. I've been very transparent about my challenges with reading. But this just shows that it doesn't really matter what career path you come from. If you decide to do the right thing and you stick to your morals and to your moral compass, you can grow something. And it doesn't mean we are anywhere close to what my goal is, because I have massive goals for what we could do for this platform. But at this point, I just want to say thank you for helping us get to this point, because we've made some progress for sure, and you guys are a big part of that. So real quick, Royal Bloodline says you were very transparent when it comes to challenges in Africa, because she's been watching, or they've been watching. Sorry, Royal Bloodline, they've been watching since I've been living in Ghana, as they said earlier. They said they appreciate the authentic conversations, and they love that the numbers have reached what they've reached. And shout out to Manelik. Manelik has been following the platform for a significant amount of time, and he did a really great job for some time, really helping us do timelines on these videos. So if you ever go back to any of the live streams from when I was living in Ghana, and even some of them when I was living in Sierra Leone, many of those, if you saw different timestamps, that was all Manelik, watching the live streams all the way through and punching in timestamps through and coming up with the times, and that was all him. And so that allowed us to really help do some real work earlier on in the live stream journey. So I want to thank all of you, and especially you, Manelik, for the time you were able to give to us doing that. So real quick, as I said, for those of you who are joining, because now I see a bunch of people joining now as we're going in, as we're going along. Just mentioning that we hit 27K subscribers, and it feels like just yesterday I had 15,000. I was so excited to hit 50,000, and I remember somebody mentioning that I should do a video when I hit 5,000 in 2022. I remember when I hit 5,000 subs in 2022, and I did a thank you video when I was walking in Nice, France. And here we are, or Cannes, France, actually. And here we are, a little over 2.5 years after that. And we're talking about 27,000 subs. So again, thank you so much to all of the support that you guys have been giving. And again, this is nowhere near the goal. We have really lofty goals here, and we got a long way to go, but we are well on the way. So that's what I wanted to share there from the YouTube perspective, right? What we've been doing on the YouTube side. So again, thank you for your support. Shout out to Catherine Smith checking in from Houston, Texas. Thanks, Catherine, for showing up. We appreciate you. You've been around for some time too. Let me see if I can try to get this. How do I? Okay, here we go. There we go. So we're gonna exit out of that, and then let's now take a look at where we are on Instagram. So Instagram has seen some tremendous growth as well. I don't know how well you guys can see that on your screen, but we're at 460,000 followers on Instagram. And so again, thank you guys so much for all of the support. Unfortunately, most people who would be watching this on Instagram can't see it because Instagram has made it so I am unable to go live. Ever since I interviewed the CEO of African Stream, and if you haven't seen that, go back and check out last Monday's live stream. I interviewed the CEO of African Stream. Incredible story. If you haven't checked that out, make sure you go back and watch that. But yeah, so we just hit 460K on IG, and that is just growing at a tremendous clip. I think we're reaching about 50 million accounts a month. I cannot say enough to you all. Thank you so much for all your support. And I also want to shout out a very special person who's been really supportive since day one. Shout out to Ivy Prosper. And thank you, Ivy. Yes, we have 460 on IG, 27K as of this morning, and growing on YouTube as well. I don't know if you caught that part a little earlier on, but we're at 27.1K now on YouTube. We're probably going to get to 30K within the next couple of weeks now, and I'm really excited about that. We got some content that's doing really well. Some of our shorts, and so we're really excited about the growth. And I want to shout out Ivy because the fact that I do a live stream and it seems that it flows so seamlessly is because I met with Ivy before the first time I went live. And we did a live stream about United Airlines opening up a flight between, was it DC and Accra, Ghana. And I remember her giving me the pointers for how to use StreamYard and how to put comments up on the screen and all of that. So that is thanks in large part to do with Ivy being so helpful and so gracious with her time during that time, because I didn't know what I was doing. I just knew that I really wanted to start going live, and I figured that there's no better person to talk to about some of the news of the day at that time than Ivy. And so, she's joined us for a few of our live streams that had done really well. And so I want to shout out Ivy as well, because not only has she been someone who obviously has had the channel for a while and someone to look up to, who's been, you know, getting all the interviews, meeting with all the people. But she's also been really supportive too. So I really do appreciate it. And so Royal Bloodline says, wow, community building. Yes. So, you know, the reason why I named the brand Authentic African, as I mentioned to you before, was about an e-commerce site. And then later, as I was building it, I was building this around a brand that didn't only have to do with me. I'm telling other people's stories as well, especially on YouTube. But now we're in a place where we can start the process of reintroducing the idea of supporting the channel in more ways than just by watching. And so that leads me to the next topic of merch. And we are finally in a place where we are launching just a few items today. There will be many, many more coming soon. There is some before slavery merch. We have a canvas that you can hang up on your wall, stolen from Africa merch, which is another canvas you can hang on your wall. We have stickers for stolen from Africa. We have stickers from before slavery, and then we have t-shirts as well. And so where you're gonna go is authenticafrican.printful.me. I'll put the link in the description below. And if you click on that link, it will take you directly to this site here where you can get your own Authentic African hat, Authentic African sticker. This is good for your laptop, right? If you want to stick it over the Apple sign or stick it over the sign of the brand on your laptop, you could do that with the sticker. If you want to hang up a canvas on your wall in your house, before slavery, stolen from Africa, these are available today. So if you're confused at all about the website name, I will just shoot it over here real quickly in the comments. But you can go there and you'll be able to grab you any one of these. Like I said, this is really early stages of the merch. I just launched the merch store like 2 hours ago. So we're still early. We got plenty more products to add. We're going to have different variations of the colors of the shirts for before slavery, for stolen from Africa, Authentic African on t-shirts. We got plenty coming. I mean, we got plenty coming. I'm really excited about that. And we're going to launch the broader e-commerce store that we originally planned to launch when we first started the Instagram page back in 2019, because this was really meant to be able to support African artisans. So that's talking about basket weavers in Senegal. That's the Maasai villagers creating masks and carvings. You know, that's going to be you know, steel you know, animals that are created in Kenya and all these other places. So you know, make sure you guys stay tuned. I will be calling it out, you know, and sharing with you guys when the time comes, when the rest of the products are available. For right now, though, we're just focused on the merch. And really thank you, Ivy. You know, I always like to shout from the rooftops people who have been supporting, and, you know, Ivy's always been helpful. You know, when we're all trying to figure this out together, guys. It is not easy to start this process and to continue this process. It is not easy at all. And so, you know, just you guys, it's hard to explain how difficult it is until you start your own YouTube channel. Once you start your own YouTube channel, I think many of you are probably familiar. You may have started one at one point in time or another. And, you know, so much respect to anybody in this space that continues to do it, and continues to stay true to who you are, because it's really hard not to go the route of some of these folks who try to find salacious things to talk about, who are, and I realize that well, you can't see it actually, never mind, I'm not even going to call it out, you can't see it. So we realized that it's really difficult to stick to the path, right? To stick to trying to give as much information as possible and to not go the route of trying to find a quick viral moment. It is really, really hard. It's so hard because, like, you think about the amount of revenue that's generated from the ad model on these websites, and it's not significant by any means. And in fact, I lose money every month, as I've been telling you guys forever, running this platform. I begged, borrowed, and stealed the whole time I was living on the continent of Africa to ensure that this thing kept going every single week. Every single day we were posting on Instagram, and we still are 4 times a day. Now Instagram introduced the concept of collaboration. So not only do I have my 4 posts per day that I do, but now I have the ability to have like another 13 to 15, sometimes even 20 plus additional posts that can go live daily because of all the collaborations. But it's the only reason why people even want to do the collaborations is because you guys have been supporting so much. And my life has changed so much since starting the YouTube channel, since starting the Instagram. I mean, I started at Instagram when I was working at Hulu, and I was comfortable, and I had never even gone to Ghana yet. Imagine that. Because I started in February 2019. I didn't end up going to Ghana until the end of the year 2019. So I still hadn't gone to Ghana yet. And so my life changed, immediately following or immediately going on that trip. But just think that I started this with a whole nother thing in mind, and then it became something else. And I think that's a testament to if you start something, finish it, right? And figure out what you're passionate about. As you could tell, I'm passionate about this stuff. I can do this every single Monday, be losing money every single week, and sick or not, coming out and sharing that information. So just know that this is something I'm very passionate about. And on that point about how little you make, Ivy even is backing me up here saying, yep, losing money. Very few are making big bucks on YouTube. Most are not even making $100 to $500 a month. And you can include me in that group for sure. I am not making more than I'm not even, I'm in there somewhere, but not much more than the bottom number on YouTube, at least in terms of the ad revenue. So to be very clear, right, this is something that is an endeavor that requires a significant more views on live or larger or longer videos to be able to make the kind of money that you guys think folks like us make by doing this stuff. So when we're doing this out of love. Many of us are doing it out of love. And of course, we anticipate that we'll be making revenue at some point, a significant amount, and we're going to make profit. But I'm not profiting at this point in time. And I've mentioned that before, but I just think it's important for you guys to know that this is really based on the love that I have for what I do and the passion that I have. So that's why I do this. Shout out to Spear Warrior. It's been a minute. Spear Warrior is somebody that I met in person once in Sierra Leone. So shout out to you. I even remember your real name. Gerald. Shout out to Gerald, Spear Warrior. Royal Bloodline is saying, wow, I think the numbers probably surprise you. Spear Warrior. It'd be nice that you guys got the notifications about upcoming lives. I agree. I don't know why it doesn't happen. And I'm reminded of that weekly. I don't know why the platforms don't give you guys notifications. I'm working on other ways to make sure that I capture you guys' contact information, and maybe you guys get emails or maybe text updates if you guys are open to that. We'll work on that too, outside of, all the merch stuff. That stuff is coming this year. 2025, we are taking back control of the communication because we don't know how long these platforms will allow us to be on there and operate the way we're operating. I just don't know. Spirit Warrior says, put my government out there. Why don't you? I didn't say your last name now, which I don't know, by the way. So I just, Spirit Warrior. Yeah. But you know, I said it before though. This ain't the first time I said it. Text, WhatsApp, Telegram, Signal. Yeah, I mean, these are all ways that we'll communicate, and I'll find ways to get you guys on, you know, groups and text chains and email lists so that I can communicate the live streams. So let's just take a reset and take a step back now that there's some new people who've joined, because nobody was notified that we went live. A couple things that I was mentioning. Number one, thanks to you all. This is an anniversary. It's an anniversary. There's an anniversary party. Not a traditional kind of party. I'm dry these days. Don't drink alcohol, so I'm not gonna. You know, I'm gonna cheers to you guys with the with my alkaline water. Which, by the way, sorry, I need to hydrate. Some of you guys might remember the old, when I first started, I wasn't used to doing these live streams. So I was like stopping to drink water every 2 seconds because I was like, man, this is hard to do. So yeah, so a couple things. So I started off the live stream by saying this is anniversary. I started Authentic African, the Instagram page, on February 1st, 2019. I started the YouTube channel on February 1st, 2021. So we are now 6 years in to the Instagram, having the Instagram page. And as I mentioned a little earlier, we just crossed over the 260,000, what am I talking about? 460,000 follower mark. And so I was just sharing that. And then in terms of the YouTube channel, we just crossed over 21,100 subscribers on YouTube. As we speak, I have a particular clip that seems to be doing really well on Instagram. So, I mean, on YouTube. So YouTube, even though I say it's 27,100, it might be 27,500 right now. Who knows? But at the moment in which I screenshot it a little earlier and I shared it, that's where we were. And so, yeah, and Tim Black is saying, congratulations. I appreciate it, Tim. Thank you. I'm actually more excited about the milestones in terms of the amount of years that I've been doing this. I've mentioned this to you guys before, but I had a YouTube channel previously. That YouTube channel, man, it was under my name, Joe Hatagwa. So you can find that YouTube channel. Many of these live streams, we stream directly to that YouTube channel as well. Almost nobody joins from that. But when I started that YouTube channel, it was about a home-based business, about personal development. And at the time, I was about 25 years old and or 24 years old. So about 15 years ago. Wow, I can't believe it has been that long. And when I started that YouTube channel, I didn't stay consistent and I didn't continue it. I gave up after about 6 months, less than that. I just couldn't keep up with it. I just did not have I wasn't passionate enough about anything yet. And I definitely did not understand time and how long it takes to build any particular skill set and how to build anything worth having. You know, the older I've gotten, the more time has gone by and the more I understand the value of time and how to use my time better. And so I'm way more patient with outcome and how long it's going to take to build something. And I'm also willing to invest in that. And so I've been investing thousands of dollars throughout the years on building this platform because I believe in it that much. And I believe in the power of the value that can come out of these kinds of conversations, that I'm willing to invest that kind of money to make sure that this message is being shared, right? And so yeah, and it's starting to show in the numbers. Now we need to work on trying to make it show in terms of the revenue. And so so that's part of why I begun to launch the merch, because I do want people to know how they can support the channel outside of watching a video if you can. I know that these times are tough for people. I know that we're dealing with inflation right now. And so I'm not asking anybody to do anything that they cannot do. And so if you don't have it, don't worry. Just joining for free is good enough for me. But if you have it in your pockets, if you have the cash, whatever, feel free to jump on over to the merch site and check out what we're doing. I'm so excited to launch the merch. It has been attempts. It's been some things that I've been talking about. I remember I was a little bit hesitant to talk about some of the cool stuff I had coming. So let me just talk to you about some of this merch, right? So the canvas art, so you guys can see it. Can we make this thing bigger? I don't know if we can make it any bigger. I'm afraid that if I do any zooming. Okay, so before slavery, can you guys see this artwork? This is something you can have on your wall. Before slavery, it's a little bit pixelated because of the way this internet is set up. Hold on. Let's close that out. But it is before slavery. This is the Moors. You see this guy stepping on this cape, which I thought was hilarious. So so that's one image that you can have in your home today, right? From the before slavery line. And then we also have the stolen from Africa line, you know, and you can see here stolen from Africa. This from the scepter is from South Africa. This from the crown is from Egypt. This from her wrist is from Nigeria. And this on the, whatever you want to call it, the lapel of this cape here is from Kenya. And so this is stolen from and before slavery are the two lines that we're starting with. There are so much more to come, trust me. So it's educational. It's also provocative, right? It gets the people going, right? So, you know, shout out to the guy himself who left the Grammys a little early yesterday with some wild stuff going on yesterday. But so anyway, if you guys can, and if you would like, you can support the platform. This comes in a couple of different colors. This is in cream, in white, and in gray, stolen from Africa, and also before slavery comes in a couple of different colors as well. So you can support the movement here in the different colors. So yeah, I don't know how far I went. Let's get back to actual size so that my regular internet doesn't go crazy when I leave the live stream. So yeah, so that is what I wanted to share with you all. We are finally in a place where we're launching the merch, guys, and you guys can be a part of supporting it in whatever way you can, right? Like I said, if you have it, feel free to support it. If you don't, no worries. Your new number, about to ship a container to Salon. Any advice, any contacts? Yeah, I definitely have. I put my number out there before? Try not to. Gerald, you can message the Ghana number if you had it on file, or the US work number I had, the 415 number. That number is still available, and then I'll message you back with my updated number. But yeah, so a couple of questions I had. Tim, are you going to do bracelets? I am going to do bracelets with images like the ones you've seen so far. I'm actually going to be doing bracelets from all over the continent of Africa too, like stuff like this. Like I wear these all the time because I go to different shops when I'm in different countries. Unfortunately, only Sierra Leone carries stuff with Sierra Leone. So I do show this often. So I got this in Sierra Leone at Big Market. There are plenty of different types of things like this that I'll make available. So yeah, all kinds of bracelets will be available for sure. Definitely be on the lookout for that. I am so looking forward to sharing that stuff. Because there is sorry. There are so many African artisans that don't get their products don't get seen, and they don't get any love. And so I want to offer that to people. If you also want to support too, here's some other ways you can support. Um, you know, there are, and in fact, hold on, Cash App. What did I say? Cash App? No. Let me change this. Sorry. Let me make some changes. Cash App is now, um, oh, Cash App is now this, and we're gonna we can now remove. Let's do that again. So there we go. Cash App is Authentic African. Zelle is AuthenticAfricanLife@gmail.com. If you want to support in that way too. But anyway, you'd like to support for the anniversary, you know what I'm saying? It's Authentic African's birthday, the platform. And again, I do not call myself Authentic African. Shout out to all those folks that I used to work with at Jumia. They used to be like, he's not even African. He calls himself Authentic African. That's an American. They used to go hard. In Tree. They wouldn't say it in English. They were saying it in Tree, but that's a whole nother conversation for another time. And how do I know that, ladies and gentlemen? Because I had an insider, because I always got an insider who knows what the people are saying. So yeah, so I want to thank you guys really so much for all the support over all these years, because it hasn't been easy. And you know, it has been a lot of work to keep this thing going, like a lot of work and a lot of money to keep it going, right? Like, I mean, we're, like I said, this comes out of pocket for me. So yeah, I really do thank you guys all for supporting as much as you guys have. And all of you guys who continue to join the live streams, like, you know, I see Spear Warrior, who's been coming back and forth forever. Tim Black, who's been showing up, Royal Bloodline, who's been showing up, you know, and then those of you who I don't see, right? Because there are many of you who watch the live streams but who don't necessarily comment. And just so you guys know, on YouTube, if you join the live stream but you don't comment, I don't know that you joined. Unlike Instagram, I don't know who has joined. So if I've never called you out and you want to get a shout out, throw a comment in there. You know, shoot a comment real quick, especially in the beginning when I say, give me a thumbs up, let me know that you're watching and where you're watching from. That way I can shout you out. You know, at this point, we're not so big that we can't read every comment and shout everybody else who joins. At some point, it may be so large that there are only a certain few people that will be able to shout out by name. And so we're not there yet, you know, and we'll get there. We'll get there. But when we get to that size of a platform, I want to remember those who've been showing up. Okay, is the D silent? So is it Zifa from Milwaukee? Shout out to Milwaukee. Ivy has to go. Got a video to edit, of course. Always editing videos. I know Ivy. And check out Ivy's interview with Jay Cameron too. That was really good. And also Jay Cameron's interview with Ivy. Check that out too. I thought that was a really good one too. Yeah. So thanks, Ivy, for stopping by. As always, I appreciate she always supports. She got a big channel, got a lot of stuff going on in her with her own, you know, platform that she needs to deal with. And I love that she always stops by to show some love. So I really appreciate that. The D is silent, more like a G. So it's more like Zifa. Well, shout out Zifa. Appreciate you showing up from Milwaukee. So guys, once again, the link to the merch is here. And that's the link for now. I'll probably just have AuthenticAfrican.com link directly to that link eventually. So maybe if you're watching the replay a little bit later, that's what'll happen. And then we're gonna have a much broader site, 350 plus products coming. If you're living in the States, it'll be a lot easier for it to get to you, depending on where you are. Maybe in Canada, you might be able to get access to it. For those of you internationally, we'll work on some solutions to get stuff internationally. I should be able to get some stuff internationally. Some stuff will be a little bit more challenging. Of course, it's a little bit more expensive to ship anywhere outside of the United States, since where I'm getting, I'm bringing the products into the US for distribution here. And then from there, we'll have to see how we can get it to other places. I know it seems counterintuitive if you live on the continent and some of the stuff is from the continent, but the system in which I go through, that's just how it works until I can fully control from getting it from the people themselves, myself, and being able to have a global distribution. Until then, right now, it comes to the States first, and then it gets shipped out to folks. All right. What else do we have? We're what, 40? We're 40 minutes in. Okay, we're 40 minutes in. I was losing track of time, and I joined about 2 minutes late because the day job. We had a call with a client right before the live stream. We were also supposed to have a guest on today, and we'll see if we can have her on next week. Somebody who is a blast from the past, somebody that you guys have seen previously, but I think it kind of just worked out. Okay, so Zifa has a great question. How is the house in Sierra Leone? Great question. So the house in Sierra Leone is coming along great. I have been hard at work getting some edits done on all the different interviews and stuff that I lost when my laptop crashed, and I found a backup and a way to get it. It was a very lengthy process, but we figured it out, and also a very expensive process to get them all edited. So we're working on that. So first floor is we're getting doors and windows this week, and next we're getting EDSA, the electricity set up. We got so much more coming, trust me. Spirit Warrior and Zifa's asking about the land that I purchased. So that land, we are going to start farming on that land hopefully this year, but we're at the very least going to put up fences around it, but fences by trees. I had to chop down a bunch of trees at the house that I'm building in Freetown, and so I want to, replace those as 10 times as much with growing trees, and creating a fence out of trees around my property. I'm actually speaking to someone who lives out there now who's going to help me do so. Tim Black says, I would love a shirt and jewelry with symbols that you see in Ghana. So those are called the Adinkra symbols. We are working on that too. Adinkra symbols coming soon. But that's a good reminder to put T-shirts together with Adinkra symbols. I think that's a good reminder, because I had meant to put that on my list of things, not just T-shirts, but not just T-shirts, but like merch and other kinds of merch too. So yeah, it's a good idea. Adinkra symbols coming soon. You mentioned legals and if issues a few. Yeah, I can't talk about that yet. We may be about 6 to 12 months away from me being able to talk about that, to be honest with you. So just to manage expectations, I can't talk about it because it is ongoing. The legal issues are ongoing, so I can't really talk about it at this point in time. But trust me, it's coming. You will find it very interesting. Listen, if you guys are ready for crazy story time with Joe, I'm a storyteller. Anybody who knows me personally knows I like to tell a story. I got some stories to tell about these legal issues. Those who know me personally know about them. Ivy knew about them and other people. But I can't talk about them here in a public forum just because they haven't been handled as of yet. So I can't really speak about them. But yeah, it's crazy. Royal Bloodline says, how large is the farmland? It is 5 acres. 5 acres. Zifa says you'd love to see a collaboration between myself and Tim Swain. Yes. I've seen a bit of his content every once in a while. It shows up in my feed, and he is someone on my list that I'd like to talk to. Really intelligent guy. I love the way he interviews people. So maybe we can get an interview next time I go to Ghana. To-do list. Put it on my to-do list for the next trip to Ghana. Tim Swain. I was told that before too, and the last time I went to Ghana, I didn't reach out to him. So he, along with some other people, are on my list of people to add to the list of people that I need to sit down with. So Tim is one of them. Yeah, there's a few others too. Oh, he's on the list though. I'll add him to the list. I'll buy you a bottle when I get to Ghana. Well, it's gonna have to be a bottle of water. I don't drink alcohol anymore, unfortunately. So I know Spear Warrior, the last time you saw me at Mom's, I was definitely still drinking red wine at that time, but I've given up alcohol completely. So unfortunately, I can't accept any bottles unless it's like a premium bottle of Voss water. I'll take it. You know what I'm saying? I thought you were living in Ghana. Got to catch up with watching the videos. Yeah, it's been a minute. Yeah. Water will be in the budget. Nice. Good. I'm glad water will be in the budget. I appreciate it. Sorry, I'm getting over. I've been laughing too hard. And when I laugh, it makes me cough. So yeah. So to get back to Spear Warrior's question though about shipping, I may be able to answer some of your questions about shipping. I don't have a ton of, especially from the Midwest. I know you were shipping from the Midwest. On the other side, it is a chore. Chore. That's the terminology I'll use to describe how difficult it is to get it out of the customs and to get it through on the other side. I've only seen the process from the outside. My aunt and uncle did it a few years back, and I happened to be with them, and I just remember thinking to there was somebody there that was like kind of handling the process for them. It's a lot. It's a lot. Don't expect it to get out anytime soon. You know what you can do to expedite the process, but who to speak to and all of that, I'm still not 100% aware of on 100% clear on that side. I can work to try to find that out, but yeah, I don't know who that is as of yet, and who you can utilize. So again, if you haven't already, check out the merch, and I'll be bringing it up on future live streams. So stay tuned. There'll be much more merch. By the time some of you who are watching this replay, there'll be plenty more merch available for you to access. But I'm just excited that I have been able to stick to something and really follow and see this thing through. And that has a lot to do with you all. I mean, I was an idea of the week kind of person in my early 20s. I had so many business ideas. I had a business that I was working on for 10 years that I went to go work at Hulu because I thought I was going to go find my technical co-founder and I was going to build this thing and we were going to sell it to Google. And I realized that none of that stuff I was passionate enough to deal with the challenges that come along with it. Because to build anything, it requires a significant amount of time. They say to build anything for real, you need to be able to give it some real consistent time, energy, and effort for at least 5 years, most of the time 10 years. And so, I am slowly approaching 5 years, 4 years. Wait, 2019 to 2025 is 6 years, right? For on the Instagram side, 4 years on the YouTube side. And so, we're starting to reach that point, right? Where I can start to see things finally come into fruition. Things are starting to make more sense. It's all starting to make sense now. And so, and that's thanks to you guys really just helping me continue to keep this thing going. Manelik says, I'll be heading back to Ghana for a 3-week trip in June. I'll start looking into purchasing that home. I'll be in touch soon for your advice. Nice. Well, yes, definitely reach out to me. More than happy to give you my thoughts on that. Okay. All right. Man, as sick as I was last week, to get up out the house and go travel all the way to Pennsylvania, I had to do on Thursday. come back on Saturday, whew, then work all day today. You guys don't even know what goes on behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying? Like Jordan, flu game. But you know, we're here, and you know, and again, it's all because of the passion I have for this, and how serious I am about getting this information to you guys. You know, today obviously wasn't an information filled discussion, but it was still one where I felt like, you know, obviously always have to go live on Mondays. There's a few times that I haven't gone live. I think since starting this process, with that first video I did, that first live stream I did with Ivy, those many years ago, three and a half years ago, you know, we're still here and we're still going. African American College Alliance vintage hoodies, but with just authentic African logo embroidered. Yeah, something like that could be interesting. I don't want to, you know, I know that there's some things that you could potentially do. I don't want to steal anybody's idea because there's a brand out there that does this now that has a business called African American Colleges and Universities or something like that. And one that says HBCUs, and they use kind of Martin / different world kind of logos, and they kind of mix it in and created a brand. So I have to be very careful. But yeah, your logo always made me think of those sweaters, just the colors. Yeah. I mean, we're I'm looking into all of those things: sweaters, t-shirts, hats, all of that for sure. We'll be doing plenty of those. So the canvases and stuff that you just saw, that was like I had time to work on that today. And so because it's February 3rd and because it's Black History Month, and as I said, I launched the platforms all on Black History Month. Well, not all of them. You know, I did launch TikTok in like a random June, but that's because I had a new social media manager, and she had a plan for me, and she's like, you need to be on TikTok, and I had her help me get everything set up on TikTok. So that was in June, but generally everything has been launching in February. Yeah, main thing for me is that is embroidered. Embroidery is coming. Those hats, by the way, are embroidered. One set of hats is embroidered, but you'll be able to see it. I think the snapback is embroidered, or either the trucker hat or the snapback hat is embroidered. So you guys can check that out. All right. Oh, yes. And of course, if you haven't already, as Manelik said, like, tag, share. Make sure people are aware of this platform. If you guys found it useful, you guys are finding it interesting, others who you know may as well. And so, you know, we want to make sure we're helping people who are making the decision to, you know, buy, build, move, visit the continent of Africa, whatever it looks like on the continent of Africa. That's the goal with this platform, is to help people to make that decision a little bit easier. You know, and to have the good, the bad, and the ugly. You know, that's what I am here to do, is help people make those decisions. So, so yeah. Again, thanks so much, guys. I am going to bring this thing to a close. It's about 54 minutes into this live stream. And I need to eat some dinner. And I also have to finish some work because it is Monday. So isn't it kind of strange that I'm doing this from New York more frequently? There was a time in 2022 where I would like be in New York, and you guys are like, there's something different about your background. But you can see I'm starting to invest in things here now. I got a gaming chair, and it's clear that I'm going to be here for some time, and a significant amount of time. And so it doesn't mean I'm not back and forth now. I will be back in Ghana and in Sierra Leone in a couple of months. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, I'm back in New York for now. But yeah, like, tag, share, subscribe if you haven't already. So yeah, without further ado, I want to thank you guys again for all the support and helping us reach some of these milestones that we've reached. We got plenty more to go, but you guys have helped us get this far, and I wouldn't have been able to do it without you all. So thanks again. Make sure if you haven't already, check out, shoot me a Cash App, shoot some Zelle, or go over here, check some out. If you think anything here is of interest to you, check out the website. And with that, guys, thanks for watching. See you all on the next live stream.